I've been playing with the new update released on May 27th, 2021 that added likes and dislikes to The Sims 4. When I first heard about this update, I was really excited that maybe something game-changing was actually going to be added to The Sims 4 for the first time. But I was also skeptical because of how many times I've been disappointed by The Sims 4 in the past. And after playing around with this update for several hours, I can tell you that I was right to be skeptical. Am I glad that likes and dislikes were added to the game? Yes, absolutely. This is something much needed in the game, and it does add more depth. But does it add enough depth? The answer is no. It still somehow manages to feel shallow, and it just doesn't impact gameplay as much as I feel it should. I am excited to see what mod creators can do with this update, and hopefully with a nice assortment of mods, likes and dislikes can become more meaningful. As it stands on its own, I think this was a much needed addition to the game that also highlights some of the major problems with The Sims 4. In this video, I'm going to share the things that I experienced while playing with the likes and dislikes, not just the bad things, but the good things too. Let's look at what was done right and what I feel could be improved. Let's start with some of the general good things that I liked about likes and dislikes. I like the addition of the Create a Sim button here in the Sims profile. So if you just click the Simology tab, right here under the new likes and dislikes section, you can click Enter Create a Sim, and it takes you right away into Create a Sim where you can easily adjust your Sims likes and dislikes. Now that we're in Create a Sim, we can just click here where it says pick likes and dislikes. Once in Create a Sim, we can click here to choose likes and dislikes, and with the base game, we will have color, music genre, and activity. I also like the fact that you can randomize likes and dislikes. It's really cool that there is a randomize button included. We'll just randomize Travis here, and it gave him a dislike of the color brown, a like of world music, and a like of research and debate. So it gave him one of each when I clicked randomize. I also like that you can add up to 20 likes and dislikes for your sim. That is very cool. So they can like more than one color, more than one musical genre, more than one activity, or they can dislike more than one. That is a very nice addition that could really add some personality to Sims if the preferences impacted gameplay in a meaningful way. Let's talk about hobbies. So under the activity section, it's called activities here. When you click on it, it says hobbies and skills. There are a selection of various activities that your Sims can like or dislike. This is all of them. I own every single pack for The Sims 4, and this is all that we get. It appears to me that only activities with a skill associated with them were added here, so it's not really representative of all the hobbies that your Sims could have in the game. I found this quite disappointing. I was glad to see there was more here than what we saw in the Sims 4 live stream, but it's still not nearly enough in my opinion. Here are some of the things I would like to see added to the hobbies and skills section. Flower arranging, candle making, knitting, juice fizzing, watching TV and movies, reading, weightlifting, boxing, swimming, chess, playing cards, pub games, animal training, archaeology, herbalism, collecting, stargazing, microscopy, basketball, fabrication, woodworking, and hacking. There was so much room to make an actually robust hobby system here, and really, The Sims 4 kind of blew it. They made such a limited list of activities, it just barely scratches the surface of what your Sims can actually do in the game. I was surprised with how little they actually added once I got in here with all my packs enabled. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have these activities that we do have, but I feel there was so much more they could have added. Now let's talk favorite colors. I was disappointed in the number of favorite colors here. There are a total of 11 colors to choose from, while in The Sims 3 we had 20 colors. I understand it's due to the way that the game classifies colors, like these are the classifications that we have in the game, but I was really hoping they would add new color classifications for this update. Favorite colors also seem to have no impact at all on your Sims' behavior or on their lives that I could see. For example, let's give Travis a favorite color of red, or a liked color of red, I guess. And let's say he dislikes orange. Back at home, I'm gonna redecorate Travis's room in red, and he's also wearing a red sweater. I painted his walls red, but just in case the game doesn't recognize that as red, I'm also gonna add some stuff that I know is definitely red. And I'm gonna do that by going to Show All, and then I'm gonna filter items by color. I'm gonna choose red, and here's a bunch of red stuff. So I'm gonna delete his bed and put a red bed down. Okay, I think that's enough red. We've surrounded him in red, and he does not appear to notice or care in any way. His emotions are fine from clean surroundings. Now, he does get a happy +1 for decorated, but I don't think this is related to the color red. I think this is just related to the fact that he has decorations around. So on one hand, this might be a good thing that we don't have any extra happy buffs out there clogging up the emotions and making the emotions more overpowered. But on the other hand, I was kind of hoping it would have some kind of impact on the Sims' life outside of the new home decorator pack. It seems to be about as useless as favorite colors were in The Sims 3. However, I do still like this addition. In The Sims 3, I use my Sims' favorite colors to help choose their clothing and decorate their homes, and I'll probably use it the same way in The Sims 4. But still, you'd think the newest game would expand on the functionality of the older game, but in this case, it didn't. Now let's talk about music genres. I liked the addition or return, I guess you could say, of favorite music genre. I love how many radio stations there are in The Sims 4, so you have a lot to choose from. Obviously dependent on which packs you have installed. So I'm gonna assign Travis here. Let's see, he already likes world music, so I am going to say he dislikes easy listening. And now I'm gonna have Travis listen to the music that he dislikes, easy listening, and we'll see what happens. He immediately gets a tense moodlet when he hears music he doesn't like. Not my tempo from disliking played music. After a moment, I'm already noticing a strange issue with the emotions. Travis has the tense moodlet from disliking music, but he also has a happy moodlet from great tunes from listening to music. Okay, doesn't make any sense. That's the first time I've seen that happen. But anyway, the tense moodlet does override this +1 happy. After a while, Travis has been listening to this music that he really dislikes, and now he gets a moodlet from having a bad time, uncomfortable +2. So the more your Sims do an activity or listen to music they dislike, the worse their moodlets get until they become very angry. But for some reason, he's still getting happiness from listening to great tunes. So experimenting a little bit more, I gave Summer the dislike of easy listening music, and looking at her moodlets, she has a happy +2 from nicely decorated, and she also has a tense +2 from disliking played music. I am happy to see that the tense moodlet overrides the happiness moodlet in this situation, even though they're equal. Her primary emotion is being tense, even though she's in a nicely decorated room. That is good. I like to see that. I feel like they did try to make some effort with the emotions. After giving all 3 of my Sims the dislike of easy listening and playing it in the room that they're hanging out in, Liberty decided she would start dancing autonomously to the music that she hates. This has happened to me several times since I've been playing with the likes and dislikes. I really don't like this. I don't feel like if you disliked a music that was on the radio, you'd go and start dancing to it. Maybe a mod creator can fix this in the future, or maybe in an update this will be fixed. But the angry dancing's got to go. It makes no sense. She's getting very uncomfortable having a bad time, yet she's still dancing. Now, Travis has been listening to this music for quite some time, and he is having a really bad time. He is very angry now. So this is one thing I think they did very right. I really like the fact that your Sim will become very upset if you keep exposing them to their dislikes. And another thing I really like is that your Sim loses fun when they're doing things they dislike. Even listening to music they don't like, their fun goes down very quickly. And when they're doing things that they do like, their fun goes up faster. That is an actual impact on gameplay, and I really like that. I thought I'd experiment a little bit more with the emotions. I made Travis and Summer become good friends, and Travis does now have +2 for making a good friend, +1 for great tunes. He still has that, and that is not overriding his anger, which is great. I'm really glad to see that he has angry +3. He has happy +3 altogether, but the anger is still overriding. I definitely feel like some improvements have been made here to the emotions, but let's keep digging. So Travis's anger has just worn off, and now he's got happy +2, happy +1. He's still uncomfortable for another 4 hours, so let's go have him listen to the music again. So he's disliking the played music, he's uncomfortable, and this time, the happiness is overriding because listening to great tunes. This is a problem for me. I don't think we should be having happiness from listening to music that we hate. So because he's listening to music that is boosting his happiness of having a new friend, and he's just more happy than he is tense, which makes no sense to me because he shouldn't be happy about the music. And making a good friend earlier in the day, I don't think that would really override your discomfort of listening to music you dislike in the moment. I feel like this should override at least temporarily. Because the tense moodlet only has a strength of 2, if your sim has any other moodlets that are stronger than that, they're going to override it. Now, this may or may not make sense for the situation. A lot of tiny little happiness buffs could add up to make your Sims feel not tense when maybe they should be feeling tense. So I have to say, overall, I don't think the emotions are that bad. Not as bad as I expected them to be. There are some issues like Travis having the great tunes moodlet when he's listening to his disliked music. And then also, your Sims getting a bunch of little happy buffs that override the tense moodlet. I really dislike that. I did find when a Sim had a few minor happiness buffs, the impact of disliked music was stronger. But when they were very happy from a major event in their life, like a first kiss, they still felt an underlying tension, but it wasn't enough to overpower their happiness. I only wish this were the case with all emotions in all situations in the game, but we all know that's not the case. One issue I have, though, I feel that Sims should leave the room if music is playing that they don't like, or at least try to if possible. My Sims just sat here in pain and discomfort and misery listening to this music when they could have easily just gotten up, walked out of the room, went in here and watched TV or something. Or turned off the radio even. But they just keep listening to it, in some cases dancing to it, while becoming increasingly more uncomfortable. I also feel you shouldn't be able to direct your Sim to dance to music that they dislike. That's just a personal preference. I guess you could justify that for some sort of story purposes. But I don't feel like they should be able to dance to music they don't like, especially autonomously. In my opinion, the music genres are probably the best part of the likes and dislikes. They are the most well done. They have the most impact, even more than activities and hobbies. I really like that Sims can gain preferences through gameplay. This is an addition that we've never had before in any of the Sims games. It really adds some depth and makes the gameplay more fun. You never know when your Sims are going to like or dislike an activity. And so it does add something meaningful to the game. Sims can also gain dislikes this way. So here's an example of gaining a dislike preference through gameplay. Dancing is terrible. Liberty does not seem to be having a good time. Should she gain the dislikes dancing preference? Because she was listening to this music that she hates and dancing to it, her choice. She tried out this activity and decided she dislikes it. So I'm going to say yes. Even though I hate the autonomous angry dancing, I do like the fact that Liberty figured out she didn't like it. But I wish there were more to it than just a Sim randomly trying or not trying an activity. I wish a Sim's traits and aspirations could factor into whether they'll like or even try an activity. For example, Sims with the geek trait, like Travis, should be more likely to try video games or like video games. While Sims with a lazy trait, for example, may be less likely to try a fitness activity or like a fitness activity if they do try it. But I don't think that's the case. From my experiments, it seems like it's basically completely random and based on mood. It doesn't seem to factor in the Sims' traits or aspiration that I have been able to tell. So this leads me to my next discussion. Autonomy sucks in The Sims 4, and it's even worse when it comes to likes and dislikes. It was made painfully clear to me as I was playing these Sims, trying to see some kind of personality in them when I assigned them likes and dislikes, that it just wasn't working. To test out autonomy, I gave Summer liked hobbies of cooking and fitness. She already had a randomized liked hobby of wellness. I put down a treadmill in the house. I'm also going to put down a yoga mat. I gave Liberty a like of robotics, and she already has the video game like. I put a robotic station in her bedroom, and we're going to see if any of these Sims autonomously go and perform any of their liked actions. I feel that this area of autonomy with the likes and dislikes could be a great way for Sims to show their personality in The Sims 4. If they autonomously performed activities that they personally liked, it would make them feel more unique while you're playing them. It could be a way to show how a Sim is different. In my opinion, The Sims 4 suffers from tell and don't show syndrome. In previous games, we didn't need text to tell us that our Sim was feeling happy. We could see it in the way they behaved, in their animations, in their facial expressions. For likes and dislikes to really make an impact, Sims should show us what they like. A Sim who has a preference or a hobby of video games may be more likely to go play video games autonomously. And a Sim, for example, who likes robotics like Liberty should be more likely to go and tinker on the robotics station if she's got nothing else going on. But I haven't found that to be the case. I've been playing all day. I have seen my Sims hardly ever choose to do the activities that they like according to their likes and dislikes without me directing them to do it. And if they have done them, I feel it's been accidental and not related to the actual like or dislike. I did actually have Summer do some push-ups earlier. She likes fitness. I think that was just random active Sim doing push-ups. I don't think it was related to her actual preference of fitness. So far, no one has touched the items that I've put in the house for them related to their hobbies. And that's very sad. I feel like this is where the game could have made the most impact, the most difference. One thing I can say is that they did a great job on autonomy when it comes to dislikes. My Sims never perform actions that they dislike autonomously. We will give Travis the dislike of cooking. Now, I will have him go get something to eat. He's just going to get some leftovers. Okay, let me get rid of the leftovers. I'm clicking hunger over and over, and he will do nothing. He will do nothing. He will not cook under any circumstances. Liberty is just started autonomously playing video games, which is cool because she likes playing video games. And now she's going to work. So that was autonomous behavior. I don't know if that was related to her like of video games, and I suspect that it was not. I suspect it was just because that's a high fun activity to do in the house, because she still hasn't touched her robotic station. Summer still hasn't touched the treadmill or the yoga mat. If there is autonomy, it's not very good, but I suspect that there's really none built into this. Travis just got home from work and he's hungry, so I'm gonna click on auto solve hunger and like nothing happens. He won't do anything. He won't even grab a quick meal, which is very strange. So I'm just gonna see what he does on his own if I can't auto solve. Well, I'm getting very concerned about Travis. He is hungry and he will not eat since I made him not like cooking. I don't know why he's not at least grabbing a quick meal. This is a problem. So Sims will avoid things they dislike to a deathly degree, I guess. Be careful if you make your Sim not like cooking and there's no leftovers around. Travis is starving himself. So he will go and grab leftovers, but that's it. I haven't been able to get him to just grab a quick meal at all. So that's very, very bad. That's bad autonomy. He won't cook unless, I mean, I can direct him to cook. But if I just click auto solve, he will not cook because he dislikes cooking. But he also won't just go to the fridge and grab a bag of chips or something, or a bowl of chips or something. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intentional. It's just another example of the poor autonomy right now in The Sims 4. And likes and dislikes are not helping. In fact, they are just illuminating the problem. The cooking is the only one that I've had that kind of problem with. Overall, I like that they don't autonomously do things they dislike, besides dancing to music that they dislike, which hopefully that can be fixed. But I don't understand why that can't be applied to the things they do like. Okay, well, Liberty just found out that she likes fitness because she did some push-ups. All right, I'll say yes, go ahead, like fitness, why not? I don't think that suits Liberty very well, but if she likes it, she likes it. So what I was saying is I don't understand why that same autonomy couldn't be applied to the things that they like. Why won't Liberty play around with her robotic station? Why won't Summer use the yoga mat autonomously? I don't know. I also like that you have the ability to ask other Sims about their taste in music or about their favorite color, but even these interactions seem a bit shallow because if I open up Travis's Sim profile, Summer already knows all of his likes and dislikes, so I don't know what the point in asking him is. I would have hoped that your Sim would have to discover the other Sim's likes and dislikes, and only the ones that they've asked about would show up in their profile. But no, when you click here, you just know everything about the Sim. So that was a bit disappointing to me. Now, I feel like you used to have to discover the traits of the other Sims in The Sims 4. But now when I open the Sim profile, my Sims just know everything about each other. So what's even the point in using the get to know action or the ask favorite color action if you can just click here and see it? I don't like the fact that likes and dislikes are not randomized for your Sims automatically. You can randomize them in Create a Sim, but you have to do it one by one for each individual Sim. I know this is a personal preference and not everyone would like this, but I personally would like at least the option to randomize preferences for all Sims, or at least all played Sims. I checked my other played households after I had played the BFFs for a while, and they did not have likes or dislikes. So your played households, even if you aren't currently playing them, will not generate likes and dislikes that I have seen. That's great for those of us who like to micromanage, but like I said, I'd really like the option to randomize everyone at once. I checked some of my unplayed households, which consisted of townies who moved into random houses in the neighborhoods. Some of them did not have likes and dislikes, such as this Sim here, and some of them did. This Sim has the like of violin, he dislikes blues music, and he dislikes the color green. I did not set these were automatically given to him when I loaded the lot. I don't know if unplayed Sims will gain preferences over time, or maybe it just takes some time for them to generate. In addition, I also tried asking a Sim who did not have any preferences about their favorite color or music, thinking that that might cause them to generate preferences, but they just do not have the option. If the Sim does not have any preferences, you can't ask them about their favorite color or taste in music. So overall, I think this is a good update. It has issues. There are a few issues with the emotions, although it wasn't as bad as I expected. The autonomy needs help. It needs serious help. But even with those issues, it still does add more to your Sim's personality and life than any other update we've ever had before. The issues with autonomy are frustrating and highlight why the Sims feel so shallow in The Sims 4. Even an update that's supposed to add personality to the Sims shines a light on how little personality the Sims really have in this game. But I can't complain about this being added, especially as a free update. I would rather have these preferences than none at all. I can only hope that the preferences are added to and refined over time, and that the Sims team continues to improve them in the future. And of course, I'll be anxiously awaiting any mods that come out that I know can make this better than anything EA will do. So what do you think about likes and dislikes so far? What are your experiences? What kind of things have happened in your game? Leave a comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear how it's working out for you or what you think of it. Are you a big fan of this? Or do you think it's too little too late and it still feels too shallow? I'm somewhere in between, to be honest with you. I like the update. I like that they tried to add more personality, but I feel that it still needs improvement to really make an impact. My name is Cindy, and I will see you with a new video very soon. Thank you so much for watching.